Yeah.
No, Donna has like this stuff.
I'll call the meeting, regular meeting to order at 5:31 p.m.
Gordon.
Yes, ma'am.
Max Floyd.
Yep.
Tim Hand.
Yes.
Michelle Kelly. Here. Danny Wilson. Here. John Drusenberg.
Here.
James Carter.
It all stands to
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I guess we have persons to address the board. I just got an email today, but if one would like to speak, I guess we can take turns.
Donna gets our extra time. All right, we are here tonight to address a critical issue facing our school district, the urgent need for additional math interventionists to support our students from kindergarten through sixth grade. Currently, we have approximately 70 students receiving math intervention services, but only one math intervention teacher planned for next school year. This situation severely limits our ability to provide adequate support for struggling learners. Early mathematical skills are foundational for future academic success. Tier 2 and Tier 3 interventions are crucial components of our multi-tiered system of support that helps ensure all students receive the assistance they need to succeed. Tier 2 interventions typically involve small group instruction, approximately 6 students, and focus on targeted skills. These interventions are designed for students who need additional support beyond core instruction or not significantly behind their peers. Tier 3 interventions are more intensive, often involving one-on-one or very small group instruction, typically 1 to 3 students. These interventions are for students who have not responded adequately to Tier 2 support and require more individualized, frequent instruction. Effective math interventions require consistent, dedicated time. Tier 2, usually 3 times per week, 30 minutes per session, with a maximum of 6 students in each group. While Tier 3 is a daily session, 30 to 60 minutes each, with a maximum of 3 students in each group. With only one interventionist, it is impossible to provide this level of support to 70 students while maintaining the frequency and duration needed for effective intervention. Without adequate intervention, students may fall further behind, widening the achievement gap. Struggling learners may develop negative attitudes towards math, and long-term academic performance across subjects may suffer. Student self-esteem and confidence may decrease. Future career opportunities could be limited due to poor math foundations, along with lack of test score improvement. With 70 students needing support, quality of interventions may be compromised due to larger group sizes, frequency of sessions may be reduced, limiting effectiveness. Individualized attention becomes nearly impossible. Teacher burnout is a significant risk, and students may not receive timely interventions, exacerbating their struggles. By increasing our number of math interventionists, we can provide more frequent and targeted interventions, reduce group sizes for more personalized instruction, better distinguish between Tier 2 and Tier 3 needs, improve student outcomes and close achievement gaps, enhance overall math proficiency across our district. I urge the board to consider allocating resources for additional math interventionists. This investment in our students' mathematical foundations will yield significant returns in their academic success in future opportunities. So that was kind of what intervention does, and I'm gonna kind of talk about what intervention looks like mostly in the 4, 5, 6 grade levels. So math intervention holds an important piece within how the students learn and retain material. The intervention piece not only helps students at the tiers 2 or 3 level, but also supports our students who don't require more individualized instruction. And each year, intervention has looked a little bit differently. So for the past 2 years, so 2 years ago, last year, we had a math intervention teacher and they were able to go into the 4th, 5th, and 6th grades for a half hour, and our math block is typically an hour long. So we have 2 adults in the room for a half hour of time, which means we are able to co-teach and we can group students by their needs.
and it was more fluid. So students who needed help on that lesson were getting more individualized support. We were able to kind of decide based on the whole group lesson, which kids really needed a little bit extra support. And then the next day, after we looked at exit tickets, we were able to kind of build off of that. So we were able to co-teach. It was very fluid. Kids were in and out of the tier 2 based on what they needed at that time, because tier 2 is bridging grade level gaps. Tier 3 is bridging gaps that they may not have, or skills that they may not have gotten before that. So they're pulled out, and that's a half hour of one-on-one or small group instruction. And we were able to do that the last 2 years. This year, it has changed because we don't have an intervention teacher, specifically 5th and 6th grade level. So that has been grade level teachers doing that. So what we're doing this year is there is only one adult in the classroom during math, so that full hour. And it makes it more difficult to do smaller groups. So it's more whole group setting or partner work where the teachers are bouncing. And then that's for tier, that's kind of just our whole group. Because in previous years, tier 2 was done during math time. And sometimes the kids could double dip, like those tier 3 kids, they could go in that small group during math class and then they could get their pullout. Then now it is at the end of the day during their study hall time, they have 2, 5th grade has tier 2 and tier 3, 6th grade luckily only has tier 2, they don't have any for tier 3. But that is a grade level teacher, and so for 5th grade, it's me doing it. For 6th grade, it's Maria Fenimore. And I'm doing tier 3, Abby's doing tier 2, but the tier 2 kids aren't getting that fluidness. So they can't just pop in and out. It's determined at our intervention meetings once a month. And so if a kid is struggling that day, they're not getting extra help. And then I'm not in study hall to help the other students who aren't in an intervention when they're struggling with their math homework as well. So we're still getting it, it's just not being done in an effective way, and we're not meeting the needs of all of the kids. Stop reading on that. That was that. Any questions?
Well, thank you very much for
Yeah.
bringing us to the board. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's really scary actually for teachers to stand up in front of you. It's sometimes fearful, but it's also, we talk better to kids. So it is hard sometimes to come and talk in front of adults. So thank you for listening to us. So I'm here tonight representing the GBEA and speaking on behalf of the many students, staff, and community members who are gravely concerned about the proposed staff and program cuts intended to close a final budget gap of approximately $275,000. These proposed eliminations, including the fully funded after-school and summer programs, as well as essential teaching and aid positions, stand in direct contradiction to the board's publicly stated goals for the 24-25 school year. Board goal. During the 24-25 school year, the district will regularly showcase academic and extracurricular programs to increase program awareness by June 30th, 2025. Program awareness efforts were made this winter. The district is now proposing to cut both staffing and programming, including high school courses, after-school clubs, and summer enrichment opportunities that have seen increased enrollment and interest. These are the very programs that were being highlighted and gaining momentum. To eliminate them, just as participation grows, undermines the very purpose of the goal and work already done to achieve it. Of particular concern is the proposed elimination of the after-school program and the beloved Fun in the Jungle summer program, both of which are offered to our community free of charge. Our elementary students look forward to these experiences every year. Each day, they ask me, what activities are we planning for this summer? When are we swimming? Time on the stage and the special connections that they make during these programs. The adults who staff these programs are not only emotionally invested, but also financially impacted. For many, this summer work is a critical part of their income. Removing these opportunities is not just a loss of enrichment for our students, it's a hardship for the people who care for and support them. Board goal. The district will showcase accomplishments and highlight improvements made in STEAM, athletics, academics, extracurricular opportunities via social media, weekly email, newsletter, and videos. We have indeed seen success here. Our students, staff, and community have proudly shared in the growing awareness of the exceptional things we do here at GBCS. We've even had other districts reach out to replicate our innovations, but these accomplishments are now at risk. Budget cuts will remove critical supports or eliminate programs altogether. For the staff who remain, the increased workload will dilute the very excellence we've been recognized for. This is not sustainable, and it jeopardizes future growth and recognition. Board goal. Define academic pathways in JAG design and building trades, and outline an academic pathway for students to earn an associate's degree concurrently with GD diploma. As a member of these relevant departments and a potential teacher of courses that would contribute to these goals, I can say definitively that neither I nor my colleagues were consulted in creating these pathways. There has been no genuine effort to engage those closest to this work. And now, with the elimination of teaching positions and electives, the realizations of these goals become significantly less likely. We cannot build academic pathways if we continue cutting the very people who complete them. Board goal. Update the budget development process to ensure transparent communication, timely dissemination of information, and an inclusive approach. This process has fallen short. Teaching staff and student program cuts were only made public within the last 2 weeks, in a manner that was not easily accessible unless one was actively seeking out budget details. Today, the vast majority of our community still has no idea that their child's teacher, intervention services, or academic opportunities may be eliminated. This is not transparency, this is not timely, and it is far from inclusive. In addition, the board has frequently spoken about the increased needs of students, especially in special education. And yet, over the last several years, the district has consistently cut intervention staff. Those very professionals who help struggling students before they fall behind or require classification. These supports are what keep students in the general education classroom. You've expressed concern about teachers feeling overwhelmed, but continue to cut the team members and who help manage their workload and meet the student needs. According to a recent budget analysis, the district has ended the past 3 fiscal years with a surplus above the 4% threshold. Surpluses that have built an unrestricted fund balance of approximately $1.2 million. Even as funds are redirected into capital and transportation reserves, this pattern of unanticipated savings continues. We estimate that the district may again close this year with an operating surplus of approximately $430,000. More than enough to preserve the proposed cuts to staff and programming for the 25-26 school year. We're not asking for a permanent fix tonight. We're asking the board to use these available unrestricted funds as a 1-year stopgap. In that year, seek out grant opportunities, develop community and regional partnerships, and most importantly, engage the staff, the community in a meaningful, transparent discussion about priorities, sustainability, and our shared vision for Genesee Valley. Over the last decade, the district has been a model for others. We have embodied the spirit of a true community school, but the steady erosion of our staff and programs, especially over the past 3 years, has left us dangerously close to losing that identity. If the proposed cuts are allowed to proceed, we will no longer be the district that does what's best for kids. This board has the power and the resources to choose a different path. Preserve what makes Genesee Valley exceptional. Honor the goals you set. Protect the people and programs that make a difference, and restore the trust and confidence of your staff, your students, and your community.
Thank you. Person follow on. Minutes from. Meeting. I'm Cheryl, the second.
Sure.
Any questions, comments concerning the minutes? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Administrator reports. Everybody had an email on it, and there's many copies. Over there. Awesome. Board committee reports. Spend committee to have a report.
We did, yeah, we can talk about it a little bit. So we have our meeting to recap winter sports. There's a lot of good, very few concerns, nothing real major. We did have a passionate conversation that I was proud of with Melfab regarding a lot of the topics that Brian Fan brought up the last time he was in here. Kind of went over every single one. Everybody took it very serious. I walked away feeling good.
Yeah.
You guys did too.
Yeah.
We kind of landed on that if we were to split up, it's not gonna have that consistency for the kids. You're asking them to compete against each other in one sport and then turn around and be teammates in the other two. It's just kind of an awkward scenario for them, so we think it'd be a more healthier way to go forward to just have them have that consistency across the board. And then we talked about splitting seventh and eighth, maybe add just a seventh grade unit and eighth grade unit to keep programs developing. Problem with that is that no other schools are doing it, so if you have a seventh grade team, you'll be playing against eighth and ninth graders, other schools. So then we kind of lean away from that as well. We will take a look at the idea of freshmen moving down to modified, especially if numbers keep moving. There's no definitive decision made there. It's just something that we're going to continue to monitor. But we kind of landed on it coming away from the meeting that with the consistency being something we wanted to lean forward into. There'll probably be an announcement in the future that this is going to be more of a not permanent but long-term solution. That way we kind of quit fielding the question of why is it a year by year basis? We're not doing it year by year. We want to have that consistent approach. All I got for
Pretty much the busing seems to be going smoothly, even more so now with both managing both programs, so.
Obviously, spring sports have already took it off.
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, there's
Yeah, there's nothing
reported yet.
wise that even
Yes. I need the around financial report, so I need a motion to. Let's say I'm not to speak, yeah, go ahead here.
So the budget was sent to you guys, reflected in that was what was discussed in the budget work session 2 weeks ago. With those changes, the total budget is $20,667,582. This is a 2.35% increase over last year. Within that budget is 1.5% tax levy increase, which is just over $27,000. So that went to a levy just under 3.2 million. There's any questions budget wise?
Brian can verify for me that we don't have obviously any numbers previously on additional revenues, so
We do not.
but we are still including the additional 1% at this point, right?
Yes. Still questions of it.
That's
Roughly 85,000.
I need a motion to approve the treasury's report. A motion. Second. Max, James, a second. Any questions, concerns, comments from the treasury report? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I need a motion to approve the warrant reports.
Motion.
Jamie, motion. One second. Then second. Any questions, on the referring to that? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, I need a motion to approve the revenue status and appropriation status detail reports.
I'll second.
Jamie, Michelle. Any questions, comments, concerns about that? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Go to your addendum. Under financial D. With the motion to adopt 2025, 2026 budget. All motions. Motion.
Second.
Jamie, second. Questions, comments, concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? E, under financial reports on your addendum, approved property tax report card. Motion for that. Motion. Back to the motion. Second. James, second. Any questions, comments, concerns with that? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. On to the consent agenda. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion.
Cheryl. Then second. Questions, comments, concerns on that?
Did we figure out anything else for board elections about the fighting?
And do you want to comment on what we did?
Because we're-
Dividing them for.
Oh, I'm sorry, somebody help me divide it. They can't do it, they can't.
We've done it by hand, basically.
Yeah, with that,
This year and future, well,
they've got a new
Yeah,
system,
yeah.
so it's gonna be like this from now on. So that's
So
what I'm
we're
really
just
gonna
look
think
at for
about.
the future, because I don't know if that's kind of what we're gonna do that. So every
I
year.
can't do it, I just don't have time.
I think that's something I'll have to put out, we're just gonna have to go back to GD. That was kind of something I ran on when I first ran, because a lot of the old time.
I think, yeah, I mean, we've all had our mixed emotions on it.
But it came to the, it's come to the point that it's just not feasible, or I don't want them spending 17
Yeah.
days on.
And we're not seeing a huge spike where we're getting a ton of
No, we don't.
additional voters with 2 sites than we did when we had 1.
On the election day, Pam can share the data just after that.
Yeah.
So you can take a look at it, but you'll have that.
Yeah.
Data to show what the numbers are. You'll see they've
Yeah.
been pretty consistent.
Yeah, and the only time I can remember being a huge fight was the 1 year the budget on out. For me, that was, yeah, judge book, yeah.
COVID, well, COVID was a huge spike because
Yeah.
everything was mail in voting.
Yeah.
So everybody was able to vote.
But we really didn't have a huge
But for
increase even
attendance,
during
yeah.
that, so.
Right.
What was a lot of the concerns you heard about when they wanted 2 sites, just that some people had a hard time getting.
Yeah, I mean, we've got such a huge district that people from the most rural parts coming to GV from Birdsville, West Almond. It's a haul.
I would recommend it's a topic you take up with the organization.
Yeah.
We pay the vote inspectors at both sites too. I mean, I did cut back to 2 at each time frame instead of 3. Because there's just not enough people that come out for it's not. for time and money.
Yeah.
So,
Carolyn, are the kids excited for the trip?
Yes. They are practicing, they are very excited. Actually, they were like getting on my case, but when we come back, Miss Roy, we need to tour a farm on the way back, so now like I got that on my to-do list. They're great at giving me things that
Well, please keep us updated how it went.
yeah, I will. I actually did just have a student though that applied for a supervised experience grant that received $500, so he'll be getting that at the state convention, so he's very excited to put that into his maple stuff that he does outside of school.
Any other questions, comments, concerns on the consent agenda? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Well, I need a motion to approve the BOCES 2025-26 budget.
A motion. Second.
So the motion, Jamie, second. Any questions, comments, concerns?
Already asked.
Everything look good for you too?
It's a 2% increase in administrative budget. And that's decent given average was higher than that, so. My complaints.
There's a bigger increase extra, I think, is the higher additional administrative position. But that, I mean, that position is still an issue.
Any other questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Need the motion to cast the vote for BOCES board members. Tim with the motion.
What's up?
James the second. And they cast the vote for one for each vacancy. Obviously, they're on no folks, so.
Yeah.
I think you're all sitting members.
Any questions, comments, concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Personal action items. I need a motion to grant tenure to Kayla Marsh. Motion.
I'll second.
Joe, second. Any questions, comments, concerns? Kayla? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Congratulations. Oh, she's not?
No, I was
I
just
thought I did.
perusing and I did not see.
Oh, congratulations. You're on there. All right. I know this one's here. Need a motion to grant tenure to Holly Levette.
What the hell, sorry?
We got Max with the motion, James with the second.
James. James was, oh, he had, sorry. I don't know if you raised it for a second, so.
I heard Katie.
James, you should be saying it. I don't know. Oh, any questions, concerns, with Holly?
Not at all.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Congratulations. Motion to grant tenure to Brian Edmister III. Get Jamie with the motion. I'll second. Max with the second. Any questions, comments, concerns, Brian? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Congratulations, Brian. I need a motion to appoint 7 to 12 math teacher Zachary Smith. Tim with the motion. Sorry. Max with the second. questions, comments, concerns, from Zach?
I'm refer to, you know, we need to amend the language, the motion. And that's something you can read in fact, when the language now no longer needs to read about getting a 3 or 4.
Oh, on the APR, because they're APR issue.
So, with your permission, and I will address that in the motion after the fact, has nothing to do on, sorry, Zach. Has nothing to do on your appointment. The language in the appointment to make sure. Okay, we caught that, I should say we, someone caught that this afternoon. Thank you, Mrs. Lawson. Thank you.
Any other questions?
I don't even know.
You can approve, we'll take care of that. That's all right.
Yeah.
It will not affect any leadership.
You now need 5 consensus.
Yeah.
We haven't negotiated it yet.
Favor? Opposed?
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I'm excited.
Thank you for coming, so you can introduce yourself to the board, that was nice. We're up the informational and discussion.
The next meeting dates are there. We intend to have, just so you're aware, the code of conduct hearing. Well, that's the safety plan hearing at the next meeting, so I think that safety plan out for you to review in advance if you want to, but the public hearing for that will be following those public hearings for code of conduct and the safety. We have 30 days to make changes to the plan. And then be adopting those at the June meeting, so they'll be done in advance of the implementation. Trying to set that as an annual schedule so that we're not chasing them in August and September. And you'll also be getting, I believe, both handbooks for your reading pleasure at the in advance of the meetings. So I'm trying to get up. That's all I've got. As far as Pam sent you draft scheduling for the next year's schedule, I would encourage you to take a look at the open date for the reorganization meeting and the retreat, and so I have a conversation. About the date of the retreat. After the reorganization meeting has to occur sometime between the 1st and 15th of July. Set my schedule. That's all I have.
I'll find it.
Oh, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So 4 feelings.